What's up, guys? Kirk Gibson here. Today, I'm going to break down the finals of the Wbucc Ultimate Championships that were held in Portimao, Portugal. This was actually a game that I was a part of. It was an amazing atmosphere, amazing environment, an amazing tournament. Just everything about it was amazing. And frankly, will probably go down as the greatest beach ultimate frisbee game that's ever been played. Certainly in a world championship final with everything on the line. If you have not seen it, I'm going to put the link in the description below. Go check it out. It's an amazing final. But I'm going to break it down here. So here we go. Okay, so it is 2-1. We're the U.S. team, Humiliswag, playing Belgium, JetSet. We went up 2-0. We scored our O point, then broke. So this is JetSet's first D point. So the momentum's with the U.S., the nerves, they threw the first pass away. We put this in, we've got the momentum, on our side. So this is just an amazing play. I'm just going to play this, but you're going to watch this guy right here. Pingu, he goes down and makes an incredible play. Callahan on the first throw. And this is where, again, JetSet was down 2-0. Now they immediately get the break back. This was a momentum shift. The crowd absolutely goes crazy, which was highly rooting for, I would say 99% were rooting for Belgium. Certainly made it a super fun atmosphere, but that was just an incredible play by Pingu. Let's see if we can get a good look at it here. All right, so here we're going to get a replay of it. Boom, just comes flying in. Awesome play. Super incredible. All right, so this is the next offensive point. We just got broken. On that first pass, they caught a Callahan, and basically this is an opportunity for us to get back on track. So I'm going to play it here. You're going to see the thrower just throw a first pass turn. So they end up scoring here, but basically we have 2 points in a row where the first pass we threw was a turnover. So we didn't do ourselves any favors by keeping with what the defense was able to give us, a break early in the game. We were basically just gave it right back as an offense. Unfortunate, but these are things early in the game. You want to set the tone and not give any easy breaks to the other team, and we did that. And it was just an easy way for Belgium. They didn't even have to work hard really to get that because we just gave that to them. All right, so it's 3-3. Belgium's on offense, and I'm going to use this point. They grind out a nice O point. The D is solid. Belgium grinds one out, but I want to use this just as an example of good offense on beach. I think on our side, we had a lot of guys that, were used to grass cutting, myself included, and on the beach, cutting's a little bit different. And so I would say on our side, we had a little too many side-to-side cuts, which aren't as valuable and useful in beach, whereas Belgium and, frankly, a lot of the other teams that we played who play on grass more or, had a game plan going in, did more vertical-type cuts. So I'm going to play this a little bit just so you can see that, but you're going to see and I'll point it out, the sidelines, they're sprinting up and down the sidelines, and then they're coming right up and down the center of the field. So their pull plays are pretty solid. They usually clear somebody. You just see them clear. Somebody comes under, and on the side comes under as well, okay? So we're just going to kind of play this. So you're going to see this guy coming down. He makes a little angle. You're going to see, I was just wondering about this sideline. There's always guys coming up and down the sideline. This guy coming straight back down. So they're pistoning. Think of like a piston. This guy going out, just switching. So our team switched. That was a good switch. But again, they're clearing down the sideline here, and then they just stop and turn around, okay? This guy's clearing straight out, and just watch him. He stops, doesn't get it. Watch these two guys. They're just going to go out, and they're going to come back. This guy, the guy clearing right up the sideline again, just clearing straight out, putting pressure on the defense, threatening a long throw. And then you see this guy coming back, and you're seeing this other guy. He's going to sprint to the sideline. This guy coming straight back down the middle. So again, now things are stagnant. It's people are getting tired. But the point, they do end up scoring this. But the point is that a lot of up and down cuts north and south versus east-west. You don't see that as often, except maybe just to kind of get out of somebody's way or maybe make a upline cut. But that is the way to cut in beach. On grass, it's much easier to clear space, and you don't have to waste as much energy jogging off. In sand, it's much more difficult to kind of run in the sand. So clearing space, you are expending a lot more energy than you would on the grass. Okay, this is later that same point, and this is, again, great offense and just part of the system that Belgium was running, but I think shows great overall strategy, but also how the best way to be able to score and put pressure on the defense in beach. So this guy, number 24, just threw it over here. The guy had to lay out to catch it, so he makes the catch. There's 3 guys behind the disc, 1 in the end zone. You're going to see these 3 guys one by one just push up the line. So just watch this. He runs, sprints. Honestly, probably should have been thrown. So now you're going to watch 29 right here. Takes advantage, bad defense. Literally, one more time, guy cuts up the line. So each one, they took turns to be the dump, they just sprinted right up the line to put pressure on the defense. And honestly, we did not play. I mean, we were tired, but the better option would be, hey, force them to go backwards and throw another throw. Okay, so we're just going to look at it from a different angle here. I'm going to get the high angle here. Okay, so this guy already cut. Okay, so you're just going to see in slow motion this guy do a little juke. This is just not in good position. It should be just a little one step off. This is a mark that's putting pressure on the around, so you really can't get beat up line. So this was just not good positioning. So we get beat right there. And so just watch him now. The defender here over pursues. Again, this mark is preventing anything here. These are easy shots here. Just over pursues for an easy up line. So again, Belgium recognizing that, and I think really great offensive strategy right there. All right, so it's 6-5, Humiliswag, us. We are pulling. We just broke. So Belgium has their D line out there. And so it's actually, so what I'm going to talk about here is actually the effect of the Italian on JetSet. So that's Tognetti, Luca Tognetti, Pingu. I was his teammate when I played with La Fota, the Bologna team, 3 or so years ago at the World Championships. Great guy. So he was a pickup for this team, but his presence was felt. So Luca's the one that caught the Callahan as well, but he is now going to help them go upwind pretty easily. His break throws are going to be crucial here. So this is, again, the D line, but he's going to be the one bus driving them up the field. So you're going to watch him. He's going to throw some nice throws. There's a backhand break. He's going to pressure him upfield. So he's throwing and going, has spots, but no throw. Now he's going to come back, gets it. This is who you're watching here on this point. Luca's really helping drive. Cuts up the line. And there, okay, now Luca's got it right here. And watch this backhand. Nice break mark backhand. And then he basically almost single-handedly threw all the way up the field. So that is the Pingu effect, I'll call it, on JetSet. He was really, really helpful for them, and that was key to hold the D-line holding upwind. All right, one aspect of the game that was actually, I would say, pretty solid on both sides, but Belgium still did have the edge, was the pulling. Pollard and Xavier did most of our pulling, and for the most part were really solid all weekend. The wind was pretty hefty here, but I think that so you're going to see Pollard. This is the first one out of bounds, and it's big in beach, because here I'm going to fast forward, and you're going to see how far up they get the disc. Let me just look how far they get to walk it up. The brick is pretty far. I mean, the end zone's here, They're like close to halfway here just because of that out of bounds pull. So that just throwing it out of bounds in beach is really, really disadvantageous for the defense. Also, just going to throw this here. We're going to watch Pingu again, because he's going to, again, help. He's going to throw nice. Another upfield throw. And you're going to watch him. We're going to watch Pingu here again. He's going to throw a flick break now, this time basically opening up the goal. So another upwind score. Pingu feeling his presence known on the O-line. So great. Pingu just played great this game. All right, so I'm going to show you two pulls now and just how Belgium was pulling versus us. And just, again, I would say both teams doing it well, but Belgium had the edge. This guy's pulls were higher and pretty much landed in the end zone. So you're going to see that we start generally, just depended, but there was a number of times where we started about, on average, 10 yards less. So look, Mario's got the disc here. He's about 5+ yards in the end zone. Okay. And now I'm going to show you the next pull. So here's the next pull. This is literally the following point after you just saw Belgium pull. So this is Xavier, our other primary puller on defense. And just like Pollard, they have a lower, in general, they were throwing it lower than the Belgium thrower. And you're going to see what this happens is a lot of times with the wind, it would just be so hard and fast that it would go out the back, but Belgium was good at fielding it. So you're going to see it lands at the front of the end zone line, and then the Belgian player stops it, knocks it down, and then look where he catches it now. So you remember Mario is about 5+ yards back in the end zone. Belgium here now is 5+ yards out of the end zone. So anywhere from 10, 12, 13 yards difference in terms of positioning just for that first throw. And in beach, that makes a big difference. It helps with the legs. And so just those pulls. And if you analyze every pull throughout the game, in general, you'll see that Belgium was getting better yardage off the pull than we were. All right, so it's 8-8. It is getting, the game ends basically at 45 minutes, so there's less than 8 minutes left in the game. And so you're going to see KJ here, huck it to Jay deep, pulls it up, and then Jay drops it. He's got it in his, really, he probably would have said he should have caught it. He should have caught it. I mean, Jay's a great player. Totally unfortunate. We're going to just look at that replay right there. Okay, so just take a look at this again. So it looks like he starts tripping before, but I mean he's got both hands on it. It wasn't out of reach. Jay would have told you he needed to catch that, and I mean this was huge. The fact that this was dropped should have been 9-8 with Belgium going upwind. This was game changing here because game is towards the end. People are tired, and fatigue certainly had a factor in this, but something that needs to get caught, and this was a big one for us late in the game. Okay, so we didn't catch that. Could have been 9-8, but Belgium turns it. So we got the disc again. We got another chance. You're about to see a sick play. I'm just going to play it, and then I'll talk about it. So Mario's here, and it's a one-pass huck. And you're just going to see the Belgium guy just accelerate and make such a sick play. I mean, that was just sick. There's no other way to say it. So we're going to watch the replay of that. So this is going to be the best replay. So you've got the defender here. McKelvey's going deep. Mario's here, so he's got a backhand. And this is who I'm going to talk about right here, McKelvey, how he runs. So it's a backhand mark. You've got to know this as the receiver. So watch this. When this disc goes up, McKelvey starts running right. This is a backhand force. You should never start running right because what happens is that, I don't want you to watch this guy now. He's going to just make one straight shot right to where the disc is going to go versus the offender now has to come all the way back. You're going to see him having to come back. So again, I'm just going to play this. So McKelvey starts going right. Whereas this defender knew, hey, it's a backhand force. Where's your first look going to be? To your left. And so then he's able to see it. So now McKelvey says, oh, I have to come back. And now he's got to come all the way back across. And unless you've got just really, really amazing speed to make that back up, all things being equal, I mean, this guy was running really good in the sand, but he's got to now come back. So he's running extra distance. The defender is able to cut it off and make a sick play. this is the thing that I want to teach here. So if you're cutting deep, first of all, you got to know what's the force, right? So if it's a backhand force, the disc is probably going to be coming over your left shoulder, okay? So it's not necessarily bad to go right sometimes, but in general, run at least straight or to the cone, because if you don't do that, you're going to give your defender an opportunity to get in front of you. So run straight or run to the cone. And once you find the disc, then you can run backwards, because unless the wind was coming straight from where the flags are over their shoulder, which that was not happening. It was pretty much from the ocean to this end zone where we're looking. You got to look left and run that way and assume that's where the disc is going, because that's the lane that this thrower has. His lane is over here. It's not over here. So this is a mistake. Look, he makes a few steps right. And so now he's lost yardage. He should be over here. And then if he was over there, he could have cut off the Belgian defender. And I mean, he had speed for sure, but he could have cut him off and used his body to shield that. But he wasn't able to do it because he went the wrong way and opened himself up. So again, if you guys are cutting deep, again, this is a teaching moment here. Run just straight until you find the disc, or you should be cutting towards generally the back cone at a slight angle, because that's where the lane is. So if you're the offender, where's the force? Run generally to that side. And then if you don't get it, or if it's a bad errant throw, then okay, you can adjust from there. But don't run away from where the force is. All right, it's 9-9. Time's almost running out. So I remember I was talking about the pull and how we were generally throwing lower pulls. Xavier adjusts here. And I remember I was yelling at him, get it up high. He threw it high. And so just watch what happens. Here's the difference. Okay, it lands in bounds. It's higher, longer in the air. And the guy tries to sneak some yards, but they weren't able to get it out of the end zone and almost threw a turnover there. So if he didn't try to get those yards, he'd be back where we were generally receiving the Frisbee. So that high pull made a difference. It puts more pressure on the defense, and now they've had to dump it already, not able to get their immediate pull play off. All right, we got the turn. So the pull, we could argue it made a difference. Probably not, but it could have. It's all the little things. So we got the Frisbee. They turned it. Opportunity to go up 10-9. Xavier's got the disc. He's got Milan with some steps. So throws it up, a sky ball, certainly not where he wanted it. And it was dropped. You could tell everybody was gassed. Milan was tired. The Belgian defender was gassed. He didn't touch it, as you'll see in the replay. But, I mean, both hands straight up on it. But the Belgian guy got close enough for him to put pressure and dropped it. So that, again, should have been another upwind goal. That would have been 10-9, should have been 11-9. But here we are. The drops happened. And this is... So, again, it's just the little things. Again, this is the difference between we could have had the gold versus silver, but this is what happens. So you're about to see now one of the greatest plays I've ever seen, probably in my life, especially considering the environment. So Belgium's tired. U.S. is tired. It's the end of the game. Pressure is on. 1 minute left until cap. And watch what Belgium does. They throw it, kind of a Hail Mary pass. Jumps, no way. The greatest lays out and catches it. And look at them. He comes right back. The guy that just did the greatest. It was like it was planned, came back and caught the goal. Are you kidding me? Okay, you literally need to see the announcers are going wild right now. Watch the game. They're rightfully so. It was intense. Look at this guy. This correctly, accurately shows the emotion and the craziness of what was happening in this game. Everybody is supporting Belgium here, which is great. It's fun. But this guy is just like, no way this is happening, and no way did I just see that. on that stage, I've never seen anything like it. If there's something out there in this, like at this high level of play with the world championship on the line, I've never seen it. Just unbelievable. So just completely nuts. Let's even get this replay again. Where is it at here? Okay, you see the disc go up. Watch this. He jumps perfectly, throws it, and watch, he hits the sign, and you're going to see him. He just runs back as if it was like in motion, like he planned it all along. Unbelievable. We'll just watch it one more time. Watching it. Look at the line. Incredible athleticism. Jumps up. Amazing. Just super cool. So it's really where it ends. We score the next point, and then Belgium scores their next 0 point. They win 11-10. So, yeah, we lost by 1 point, but you know what? It's great for the sport to see a great game in the World Championship. I think it's great. I love it when the international teams are competing and, putting up a game against some of the U.S. teams. I think it's great for the sport. And just the fact that this was this exciting, regardless of what teams it was awesome. You could tell the fans were loving it and glad they were a part of that. So I'm glad that the game ended up that way and was just exciting for everybody around. So congrats to Belgium. They played great. Hopefully you were able to pick something up and learn something from this. If you got any other videos or anything you would like me to comment on, teach, whatever it may be, drop them in the comments section below. Thank you guys for watching. God bless.